Whiskers and the Great Yarn Caper. It was a lazy, sunny afternoon in the small town of Willow Creek. The streets were quiet, the birds were chirping softly, and the warm autumn sun cast golden light over everything. Inside a cozy little house at the edge of the town lived a mischievous, fluffy, and outrageously clever tabby cat named Whiskers. Now, Whiskers wasn't just any ordinary cat. Sure, he looked like one, with his soft orange fur, bright green eyes, and a tail that always seemed to twitch with some secret mischief. But anyone who knew him, including his devoted human, Mrs. Pumpernickel, would tell you that this cat was something else entirely. Whiskers had an insatiable curiosity, a knack for getting into trouble, and a sense of humor that could rival any clown. He wasn't content with chasing mice or lazily napping in sunbeams all day like most cats. No, Whiskers had far grander ideas that often led to hilariously absurd situations. It all started one chilly October morning when Mrs. Pumpernickel, an elderly woman with a fondness for knitting, decided to embark on her biggest knitting project yet, an enormous, multicolored blanket for her grandson, Timothy. She had spent weeks gathering the softest yarn in every shade of the rainbow, and now, her living room was filled with giant balls of wool, carefully arranged in baskets. Whiskers watched with fascination from his favorite spot by the window. His eyes gleamed as Mrs. Pumpernickel spread out the vibrant yarn. To him, it wasn't just yarn, it was a wonderland of endless possibilities. His tail twitched, his paws itched, and he knew this was no ordinary day. This was the day he was going to stage the greatest yarn caper Willow Creek had ever seen. Mrs. Pumpernickel, blissfully unaware of the storm brewing in Whiskers' little feline brain, set about her work. She picked up her knitting needles and began to knit, the rhythmic click-clack of the needles filling the room with a soothing,